Welcome to the Psychic Time Traveller podcast. I am a psychic who has seen over 80 of my past, present and future lives, and it is my mission to teach people about the healing power of seeing your other lives. Welcome to today's episode of the Psychic Time Traveller podcast. Today's podcast is actually a recording of a BQH session, which is Beyond Quantum Healing session, I had with Ed Greenham. Beyond Quantum Healing is similar to QHHT, which is Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique, started by Dolores Cannon. One of the main differences with Beyond Quantum Healing is that you can have it over Skype or Zoom, so on the internet, whereas QHHT needs to be done in person. I decidedly will be training as a BQH practitioner very soon, so I was keen to undergo the process of BQH to see how good it is. You will hear that I had the most amazing experience during my BQH session, and I never quite know where I'll go to in these sessions or when I'm meditating if I see another life. But this took me to a completely new level, and I took my psychic ability to a completely whole new level that I was not expecting. So here's the session. Enjoy. It is important to note that before the actual session, Ed took me through some extensive questioning to get down to the nitty-gritty of things I wanted to solve and heal in my life. He also took me through an extensive induction process through hypnosis. I have chosen not to include this part due to the fact that people might be listening to this whilst driving, and it is not safe to listen to hypnosis whilst driving.
I want you to tell me the very first thing that you see, or the very first impressions that you have as you begin to understand where you are and what is happening to you. What can you see?
Well, I'm not in any particular place on Earth. This is a new one. This is very interesting. I think I've gone straight to don't know what you call, I don't have a name for it, but I guess it's
Just describe it.
just a life between lives. Well, when you were talking, I could see myself moving sort of through a vacuum of space as a light being, as an orb of light. And then I was going through these sort of black hole portal things. And I was taken into I transformed into my higher self, Johannes, who usually, to me, looks like a wizard, like Gandalf or Merlin or someone like that. And he's taken me into this white room. The floors are white and shiny. The walls are white and shiny. It's very pristine and clean looking. And it has floor to ceiling glass that is looking out into a blue sky, and he's dressed all in white, in a white suit. He has a white tie and a white shirt. Everything's white and white shoes. And he sort of showed me arriving on a motorbike, which is not unusual for him because he's had incarnations where he's like to drive motorbikes, not me. But as he's taken his helmet off, which is actually black, not white, he has his head, which is usually Merlin-esque, has transformed into the head of a lion. So this is very unusual.
So ask him where you are.
Where am I? I've got the word nebula.
Okay.
At the center of the bottom of a nebula in the star system Pleiades.
Okay. Is that where your soul group is from? Your soul family?
He's given me a number 495361. I want to say AD maybe after. He hasn't answered that question. He just said it's the center of time. It's the center of time, space, and humanity. This is all new to me, Ed. This is something
So
very different. Time?
time is not relevant, I guess.
No. He said it's an alternate dimension.
Where what level would that be?
It just said star system Excelsior.
Okay.
Like I said, I've seen some things there, but this is new. This is very new.
Okay.
I feel like I'm on a space station. Like I'm not into sci-fi, and I don't watch sci-fi things, but I am aware of what sort of happens. It's like it's a sort of like a floating, like a spaceship, maybe like a floating building sort of thing.
So
In a galaxy
describe it.
far away.
This is where the glass place is, where
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
taking you.
yeah, yeah. It's floating. He
Is
said
it large?
it's yes, it's very large. He said it's suspended in time and space.
Wow.
Now I can see like the galaxy around me. Maybe it's gone to night or something. I can see like blacky, purpley sky with lots and lots and lots and lots of stars. I'm just going to say what I'm hearing. It's just all weird stuff. This is the Alpha, Omega, Delta, the omnipresent.
Okay.
I don't even know what that word means.
The source is sometimes in the Bible talked as the Alpha Omega. Is that what
Oh,
he's talking about?
I'm not even familiar with the Bible. So maybe, yeah, maybe that is what he's getting at. I'm just channeling him. I don't need to understand it. I just got to focus on channeling, I suppose. What are you doing now? Yeah, I can see like it must be, it's like a spaceship, but it's not what you would think. It's like a building has been turned into a spaceship, like a massive building. It's actually sort of in the shape of a diamond. You can see it sort of coming up like that from the bottom, and or even on the outside, it's that sort of same sort of white, sort of pristine white, like these big tiles. I don't know what the material it's made out of, but these big sort of white pristine tiles it's made of. Yeah, they've essentially turned some sort of building into a giant spaceship. I can see the control room, and it's got like this massive control board panel with all of these lights and everything. And no, not switches. We would think of the switches, but they're actually controlled by the mind. So they don't have to press buttons. They can control it telepathically by sending commands telepathically with their mind. That's how they drive it.
Okay. You said, can I ask a question of you? You said it looks like a diamond.
Yep.
Could that be a cube? Have you heard of Metatron's cube?
Yeah, yeah, it could be Metatron's cube. Yeah, I've seen him. I've met Metatron, the Archangel Metatron. Um, yeah, I'm more seeing the bottom of it, not the like the whole. I know it's going to go up like that. I don't, but yeah, it's more like a. Yeah, I suppose it could look like that. No, but they are showing me like the multifaceted sides of a diamond. He says it's diamond shaped more than Metatron cube shaped.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's even sure he shows me glimmering like a diamond. I think he's trying to make that clear that it's in the shape of a diamond.
Is there a lot of people there?
Yeah, no, I've only come across myself, but then when now that you've asked that question, there's light beings. There's no one in the form of a body as such. I sort of see people in the forms of bodies, but they shape shift into orbs of light. So I think he's just showing me for the purpose of yes, you think as beings as being human beings, but they're operating as balls of light that can shapeshift into a physical form if needed. Now I see all the balls of light, like the orbs of light, coming and forming like one sort of ball or mass. Now it's sort of vibrating and he says ebbing and flowing and glowing like a. I think he's trying to tell me it's like they form like a star in whatever solar system they are. Interesting.
Yeah. Can I ask the question of your guide? You said he looks like a tiger's head, lion's head.
Lion's head, yeah, but he's merged into that now. Yep, but keep going.
Is it? Is he Lyran? Do you understand what that word is?
Yeah, I do understand what that word is. I don't know a lot about it.
It's a race.
Yeah, he told me that when they all formed into that one big ball, they sort of the orb pulsated, and it was speaking as one, and it said, "We are the collective consciousness." So, are you Lyrian? Starseed Lyrian. Does that make any sense to you? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Starseed.
Lyrian, that word you said.
He's a Lyran.
Yeah, but he said it's like a star seed. I don't know what that. I know what star seeds are, but I don't know much about it. He's saying
Lyran,
that race is a star seed. That's what he's telling me.
yes, one
Okay.
who started us, if you like, for a lot of. They're the founder of a lot of races.
And when I said that, I felt it deep, deep in my heart. So I don't know if they have some sort of big connection to the heart or something. Vine's heart, I suppose. Coincidentally, doesn't come through often, but when I first got my ability, I didn't know anything about it at the time. It coincided with the Lionsgate portal of 2021. And I didn't even know I didn't know what a Lionsgate portal was. But when I was first starting to have these visions, I was actually at a sound bath run by the other incarnation. So me in another body. And I saw a giant lion's head in like it was made out of stars on in space. So it was like a constellation,
Okay.
essentially. So lion imagery has come through, but not often. But yeah, that's what he's telling me here that he's a Lyran seed.
Are you a Lyran Starseed?
Yes, that's what he's saying. Yes, that's what I am.
Okay. Did you know that?
No, I don't. I don't know anything about that sort of realm. I've had a couple of alien incarnations come through, and I think this word's come up before. Even though you said it, I think it's come up years ago in a meditation, but I've not researched anything about star seeds. I don't know much about star seeds or that sort of. I know I believe in them, and I know that people access that, but to me, no, mine are usually human form that come through or animal form. Not this. This is a new thing.
Ask him why he brought you there. What's he want to show you?
Together we become one. That's all he says. Together we become one. Why else, Johannes? Your mission. It relates to my mission, which is what I've been asking about, like what I need to do with my spiritual mission. This is where we sowed the seeds for your mission. Ground control. Now he's like, play me that David Bowie song, Ground Control to Major Tom. So I think he's trying to tell me that this is like the planning stage. I feel so peaceful. I've really connected with him. Like I'm in that space of my higher self. I'm so peaceful around my heart. It's so beautiful. But yeah, and now he's my higher self is very comical. And I can see him sort of pretending. I've never really even seen the David Bowie film clip. I don't know what it's like, but I think I've seen like maybe anyway. He's like in this. He's sort of like pretending that he's David Bowie, sort of singing this song, and there's like his head's just popped up in this black background, sort of thing. I don't know if you know much about David Bowie or if he's got a film clip like that, but of he's dressed in white, but yeah, he's channeling David, but he's just been a smart ass, basically.
Okay. Is there anything you want to ask him while you're there?
Yeah. He just wants to clarify that he's not being a smart ass. He's just having some fun.
That's okay.
Yeah. What do you want to tell me? What do I need to know? All systems go, plan ahead. The reason. He said you wanted to know the reason of to show me my plan, essentially. To show me my life plan. Like this is the planning stages of the incarnation of Ashley. So, you know, they're setting the script. Not that you follow a script, but you know, it's the plot, he says. It's the plot of the story of the movie of Ashley. This is why he's showing me. He's showing me the
What is Ashley?
groundwork. What is Ashley? My most humble of incarnations. I don't agree with that. But he says that. I don't agree with that at all. The guiding light of many star seeds. Ashley's. It's got like a big booming voice now, and I'm having trouble actually understanding what he said. I just got to sink into it. Tell the race, the human race, a guided message sent from above to tell the human race how to live in the now. Now is all that exists. Yeah, it is my. He's saying to me, it's my time, child. It's gonna be child to bring forth change. I'm a big part of the master plan to bring forth change, is what he says.
Is that to do with shift?
Yes, there was a big commanding yes when he said that. The shift
Okay.
into a higher state of consciousness.
Do you know?
Sort of
Do you know
shows me.
about that?
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't. No.
Okay.
I just sort of, not that I focus on anything, but I've only really been shown stuff to do with my own soul, not stuff. I've been taught other things, but it's usually all about my own soul and then teaching others about sort of that, how you're your higher self and stuff. But no, now I know a lot of people talk about different dimensions and collective consciousness, and I don't even really understand what it all means. I guess he's starting to teach me about that right now. I can see, like, it feels like a rumbling, even like the earth's moving. And I feel like I'd use the analogy of an elevator of moving up to, he said, I was going to say next level, but he said multiple levels. He sort of shows it like going at star speed. He says, like super speed going that. Then he shows me all these little lights turning on, which he means, I think he means like individual souls. And that at the moment, they're turning on all these souls in our 3D reality. And once all these little souls turn on, I suppose what you say, the veil's lifted. Once all these little souls are activated, for example, my incarnation, it's not just me though, it's thousands, millions of people, you know, all around the globe. They turn in, it's just like all these light bulbs sort of coming on, but they're souls that are being activated, and that's what's going to power us into the collective consciousness. He's saying is that's what's going to power us into a
Right.
higher dimension.
Yeah, we call that the awakening, and people are awakening at their own speed.
Yeah, he says more and more people are happening. It's so I can see it's like I know what it is. So he's saying that people are recognizing that they're souls. So they're remembering that they're not human beings. He's told me this before. We're not human beings, we're psychic beings. And the more, so what's happening is he's sort of showing me is like where this like dull sort of, not a light bulb, but like an orb. But we'll use the analogy of a light bulb. It's like an orb, and most humans are like this sort of dull orb because they just think they're human, right? They don't really think that there's more going on. And then the light switch has been flicked, and all that has sort of shed away, and they've realized that they're this glowing orb, that they're this, soul energy. So people are tapping into their soul energy and realizing they're a soul, yeah, that they're soul energy. They're not a human being. A human being's just a skin. You know what I mean? Just a this costume that we wear. So
Okay.
the more people that are recognizing that and realizing that, that's what is like, and they're tapping into their soul power. It's literally like the soul power of millions of people being tapped into is what's pushing us into the next, not the next. He says, don't use the word next, into higher dimensions. It's going to go like, phew, like
Okay.
it's like
What?
passing multiple levels.
When does he think the switch should be switched?
It's happening now. It's happening now. It's just more and more and more people are happening. There's no set time, he says. I think there's a level of the number of souls that need to be.
I think you're right.
I think, yeah, honestly, Ed, I've never experienced anything like this. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is from Ashley's
Okay.
perspective, but he's like, you're not Ashley, you're me. So he's like, just listen, just be me because you're me. But that's what he's saying, that it's not a time frame. They've got to meet a quota, he said, of souls. Like it's like if you were on a control board, you'd have to light all the lights up on the control board to get the spaceship to move. He said we don't need every soul on Earth, but we need a. Hang on, I think he's going to actually give me a number. 2/3. That sounds pretty high, but anyway, he said
What do you say?
2/3, but I think that's pretty high. But I got to stop. I just got to say what he says. Yeah, there's got to be a fair majority of this of souls to have this reckoning. He says, I don't know why he's used that word. That doesn't really make sense to me in this moment, but yeah, it's not about the time. Just to make it clear, it's not about the time. It's about the number of souls needed to activate the shift. That's what he said.
Okay. Can you ask him about what is your job in the shift? What do they want you to do when that happens?
Sorry, he's I'm focusing on him. He's done this before. He has an obsession with hair in some incarnations. It's one of his favorite humanly pursuits, is having good hair. And I don't have very good hair, but he tells me that that's because I've got bigger things that are more important than hair. But he's having fun. He's having fun brushing his lion's mane and looking in the mirror and everything. All right. Well, now you've had your fun. Tell me what's going on. What's my
Roll.
he said, I'm taking on too much. He thinks it's like, and I guess that's sort of true. He said, I'm just one small piece of the puzzle. He's like, do you think that you're, I hate to say this, I'm going to have to say it out loud.
Go on.
The ego's in play. And sometimes I might think, because I have this unique ability, that's I've got a more important role than others. But there's other people with other gifts that are just as important as me. We're all equal. It's not that I'm going to create this massive shift just by me. It's like there's many, 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 many pieces of the puzzle. There are many souls working together. You know, step back in line. You're not that important. No, not that you're not that important, but he's just giving me the feeling that we're all equal. And I'm sort of forgetting I'm putting this pressure on myself that my message isn't getting out there as fast as I would like, or it's not hitting as many people as I'd like.
Right.
But
But is that what you're supposed to do? That's what I wanted you to ask him.
oh, 100%. That's the whole reason the incarnation of Ashley was created. The whole
Okay.
reason. So yeah, I definitely need to keep doing it. I definitely need to keep speaking my truth, but I need to stop focusing on the amount of impact that I'll have, because it's not a singular person's impact that's going to do it. It's a team, like, it's millions of souls. It's not just me. And I need to remember that. I do know that deep down, but I guess that I feel like because I've got this ability that I mean, I know other people have it, but it's unheard of. I'm not really, there's not a book out there. Mine will be one of the first books when I finally write it. I'm in the process of writing it, but there's not many people that have come out and said that, they've seen nearly 90 of their lives. But he said, there's all souls with all different abilities. you know, they might not see 90 of their other lives, but they've activated their soul energy in another way. And they're just as important as
Yeah.
in the process of the shift as I am. So I need to cool off, he's sort of saying, and just focus on the plan. Just keep doing it. It doesn't matter if I don't, reach all these people and everything, because it's not about me. It's about, we need a whole collective team to do the shift. So just do my part. Just play my part. I'm just a little tiny bit of a cog in.
Right.
I'm not even a cog in the wheel. He's like, I'm a tiny part of the cog in the wheel.
Right.
It's
But,
it's a
but,
collective team effort.
but you know your part. Yeah. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
That you need to know any more than.
No, you just say keep doing what you're doing. It doesn't matter. Like, okay. He said you're forgetting that. It's not about, what's he trying to say here. I know what he's trying to say. He's saying that, some people, including myself, and I have fallen victim to this just now, that I've only just realized this. And I say this, that I have this belief, and I'm not following this belief at the moment, is what he's saying, is that, people go to healers and stuff to heal themselves, and they focus on healing others, and that's what's going to make the shift. No, no, no. You don't even have to focus on healing others. You just got to focus on your own soul energy, and instead of focusing on helping others reach a higher state, you're just going to focus on yourself reaching a higher state. If everybody focus on themselves reaching a higher state, that's what activates their soul energy, and that's what's going to create the shift. Instead of me, he's even showing me. So he's showing me as my soul energy, and he's showing me my soul energy dimming, and he's showing me trying to brighten other souls. So instead of focusing on my soul energy, I'm trying to illuminate other souls more, literally illuminate other souls more with my wisdom and stuff. But he said, it's not about that. You're dimming your own soul energy, so you're not being an effective part of the collective helping. And everyone needs to realize this, that they're focusing more on helping others, but they should be focusing more on going inward and raising their own vibration. So it's not about, it's good to help others raise their vibration, but you need to help yourself raise your vibration. If everyone focuses on raising their own vibration, that's what's going to make the shift happen, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does. It does.
He's so right. I didn't even think of that, but I have been doing that. I just need to focus on myself.
Okay. But there's lots of others here that are doing different jobs, but they all come together because.
Yeah. So everyone's job in this shift is to raise their own vibration. That's how the shift's going to happen. That's what he's saying. And it's not, I'm not special. He's saying, I'm not special. It's a collective thing. We're all equal. So get off your soapbox, he's basically saying, and just focus on raising your vibration. Don't focus on sort of preaching to the converted. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Righto. As you said, I'm becoming a bit of a zealot. Yeah, he's very honest. And I need to hear it. I think deep down I knew this said, but I haven't actually sat there and really thought about this. But he's put me in my place. He's just focus on raising your own vibration. Actually, I feel really happy at the moment and really loved. As I've got a really beautiful feeling going on. So it's just stripping away that ego, and and just focus. Because to give you some context, Ed. So I've been obviously writing these stories and trying to get my message out there with the sole purpose that my message resonates with people and helps them realize, oh, you know what, we're actually a soul. We're not, you know, Bill or Ted or whoever we think we are. You know what I mean? And also, one of my biggest passions is helping people get out of this twin flame shit, which is not true, you know.
Right.
And I've been putting so much effort into teaching
Yeah.
about it, but like I made this video. I think I'm one of the only people in the world doing it at the moment. I've got this Facebook group. It says how to get over your twin flame, and I put this post up in a group of 40,000 people, and not one person watched this video. And I was like, "Fuck! Not one of you is interested in trying to get over your twin flame, aren't you? Aren't you over this shit? Aren't you over the hurt?" But well, that's what he's saying, that I'm focusing way too much on trying to help others and getting through to others, whereas the only thing that is important for me to do to make the shift is to raise my own vibration rather than, he said, people will get the message when they're ready. You know, he said,
Yeah.
if people don't want to hear it, they won't hear it.
Okay. You said you were feeling happy. Could I ask the guide about what could he say about Christ consciousness?
That is what he's talking about. So Christ consciousness is the shared consciousness, like the universal energy is Christ consciousness. Everything's Christ consciousness. Like it's not just like people, for example, Christians or whoever, whatever religion you are, Christians, right, Muslims, whatever, they focus in on their dudes. Interesting you said that. So he's making a reference to me in saying that, not that he's putting me on that level, but he's like, you know, they all think one dude's it, you know, they all think Allah's it, or they all think, you know, Jesus is it or whatever, but we're all it. So there is no one God. There is no one person that's more important than others. You know, Jesus isn't more important than us. He exists. He's not no more important than us. There's no more important than us. Muhammad, I don't know if is Muhammad a guy? I don't know. Muhammad's a very popular name, but apparently he might be some guy in the Quran. Muhammad's no more important than us. You know, we're all on an equal playing field. And the reason why we're all on the equal playing field, because every single thing, me, you, every single person we know, every single person on earth, every animal, every plant, every teardrop, every water drop, whatever, that is Christ consciousness. That is collective consciousness. That is God. Everything is God, not just one dude. Everything, you, me, everyone we know, every plant, mineral. That's what he's saying. I'm just channeling him. That is what is God.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's his answer.
Okay. Does he have a message for you?
Yeah. Stop thinking you're so important. He's just told me the answer. We're all gods, so stop thinking that you're, you know, some more important messenger than others. That's why he's showing me I'm not some more important messenger than others. There's millions of people doing the same work as me. They might not be doing the exact same thing, but it doesn't make them any less important. So
okay.
Yeah, he's just, what's he trying to say? Yeah, just get out of my ego. He's, you know, we're all the same.
He's given us quite a lot here. And I just wondered, before we leave, whether there's anything passing that he wanted to pass on to you. Or you want to stay there, I guess.
Know your place. So
know your place.
So what he's saying in like yeah, it all comes back to that collective consciousness again, that there's no, he shows me like trying to step up onto a high step, but I'm pushed back down because we're all equal. You know, I guess I hadn't meant to, but I guess I was getting this sort of spiritual ego, which is a bad thing to have. He said, you know, Messiah. Thanks, mate.
My intention, well, can he answer questions? Can I ask him questions? Your questions?
Yeah, he can. Yep. Ask him a question.
Okay. These are your questions.
Yep.
Okay, you ask, how can you heal malnutrition and malabsorption? Does he know what that is?
Yeah.
Does he understand that?
Yeah. He shows
The
me
words.
focusing energy into my gut area. So why is that happening? Why is that been? Because it's not. It's been a problem in other incarnations. Right. It all comes back to what he's saying, that I'm depleting my own energy by pushing it out onto others that don't necessarily want it or need it. Whereas I should just be focusing all the energy on myself. That's why one of the main problems I've been having at the moment, and it's linked to this malnutrition and malabsorption, is that I've been so lethargic lately. And it has coincided with me starting to publish my work. And he said, I'm depleting my own energy by trying to force my own energy onto others to try and lift their energy level, like lift their energy and lift their soul consciousness. But
Is it
it's a waste of time, he said. It's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time doing it, but he said, keep doing it, but don't have this thought in your head that it has to have an impact. Just play, he said, just play your part. Write the story. It doesn't have to hit millions of people. Just write the story, and you need to focus on raising your own energy and not others. That's their job. He's saying everyone's
right?
job
Sorry.
is to focus their own, is to raise their own vibration. It's not my job to help them.
Do you still need that problem, or can he heal it?
He can heal it, but
Can he
I,
heal it?
yeah, he can heal it, but I have to. Actually, the incarnation has to play a part in it too, because I've got a lesson to learn from it. He said, "I'm not just going to heal it." He said, I could heal it, and it could be gone." He said, "But I need to learn a lesson from this. That I need to stop forcing my energy onto others, and I need to just focus my energy on myself." So he said,
You know what you should be doing.
yeah, he said, I will heal it. Like Ashley will heal it if I start focusing on raising my own vibration. He said,
Okay.
but I have to do that because it's part of the lesson.
Okay.
He's not just going to wave a magic wand and do it for me.
That's good. Second question. Are you on the right track in
Yeah,
terms of spiritual work?
yes, definitely. But again, Messiah, he said, just play your part.
Play your part.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you turn this work, spiritual work, into a full-time job that earns as much as you do in a current job? That's what you wrote.
Yeah.
So I guess
I think what is he? He's laughing at me. And what is he going to say? He said, he's talking about the planning stages, right? That's where we are, where I've planned my life, where I've went to plan my life. And he said that necessarily wasn't the plan. Stick to the script. Stick to the script. He said,
script.
you're a teacher for a reason. And I know why I'm a teacher. There's a couple of lives where I've done in this life, I love kids. In other lives, I've been a bit dodgy to kids. I was
Okay.
So he's like, you've got some not that I believe in karmic debt at all, but he was saying, you decided that you would have this experience to have the other experience. You've done some pretty shitty things to kids in other lives. Actually, one of them, I was an incarnation that lived in Florida, in Miami. I murdered some kids. I drowned some kids in a swimming pool I owned. Anyway, that's another story. But
Okay.
he's like, yeah, I've just got a feeling in my heart as a confirmation. He said, it all comes back to play my part. Stop trying to make things happen, he said. Stop trying to get off script, is what he's saying. Just
Stay on.
stay on script,
Yeah.
play your part. If it's meant to happen, it
Okay.
will happen. Stop trying to make it happen.
So your next question, and I think you've already answered this, or he's already answered it. How can I spread my spiritual teachings more so it reaches more people? But he is saying,
Yeah.
don't.
He's saying do
Maybe.
it. He's saying do it, but don't be so focused on that it doesn't reach lots of people. He said as soon as you stop focusing on it reaching lots of people, it's probably going to reach lots of people. Just let it be. Just accept it for what it is. It's not about reaching lots of people. See, I even mentioned right at the start, right, that I've got throat chakra issues, not just Ashley, but lots of my other incarnations. And it's about speaking my truth. It's also about being patient, learning patience. That's one of my things I put in my plan, to learn patience. And it's not going to happen overnight. I'm just sowing the seeds for it now. And it's not about reaching lots of people. It's just about speaking my own truth and being my true, authentic self, rather than hiding behind the veil, hiding behind the mask. That's the goal. Oh, okay. That's the goal. It's not even about getting my story out to help others. It's more about me just speaking my own truth. It's all about me, really. It's not about other people at all. Like, yeah, it will help people. People read about it and think, oh yeah, wow, that, that's pretty amazing and sounds legit and stuff. And it will help people realize that they're just a soul, but they're going to realize that themselves anyway. So really, the whole point of me writing about it is not really to do with helping other people. It's to learn how to speak my truth.
So that was important to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Because
makes
your
a lot of
next
sense.
question, what can you show me from other lives that will explain why I'm so hard on my husband?
Yeah. A bit of a prick to my husband times.
Was that because the speaking the truth, or
Maybe. Hang on, what's he showing me? He said we give it Bowie. I wouldn't say my husband's incarnation of Matthew doesn't really. He said, but we've both had a history of giving each other a hard time.
okay?
Oh, right. See, I've never seen that. I've never seen that. I've seen my husband in other incarnations, but I've never seen him giving me a hard time at all. It's a bit of tit for tat. Said that's what it is. It's sort of linked to what I was saying before about how I've not been very nice to kids in some of my incarnations. And what he's saying is that, you're not seeing it, but there's been incarnations of my husband's where he's not been very nice to me. Not that I can imagine that, because he's so beautiful as his current incarnation, but it's just a bit of leveling the playing field, he says.
Okay, we're level.
Interesting.
What's the number one thing happening in other lives that has impacted your current life as Ashley?
He said, forget about the other lives. He said,
Forget about the other lives.
He said, yeah, have I not taught you anything? He said, the main thing that you're supposed to be teaching people is that you focus on the now and your own incarnation. He said, you only see the other lives to let them. So what he's taught me, Ed, is that um, it's in, it's important to live in the now and important to just to focus on your incarnation, because you would obviously agree with this. I think that when you don't live in the now, you take on whatever incarnation you're in. If you live in your head and you stuff, you take on trauma. And then if you take on trauma, it gets embedded into your energy field, then it gets embedded into physical field, and then like body, and then you can carry that for lifetimes. All of our maladies and stuff are linked to other lifetimes. So he said, just focus on, again, it's all about focusing on Ashley. That's what I'm supposed to be learning, to focus on Ashley.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's the answer.
after today's session, has it changed the way you're thinking about it? I think it has, but you
Yeah,
tell me.
definitely. No, yeah, definitely has.
Your direction?
Yeah, he's put me in my place. Definitely. I think I needed it. I needed, no, no, no. No, it's all right. He's giving me a kick up the ass, so to speak. Sorry to be so Australian there, but you're English, you get it. You know what Aussies are like, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's put me in my place, which is good. I need to kick up the ass. So yeah,
Well,
just keep doing what I'm doing, but it doesn't have to be, it don't have to need to be the next Dolores Cannon, is what he's saying.
okay.
Yeah.
That was a reference to me, I guess. So, what are the main things I need to heal in my incarnation as Ashley? You talked about your throat.
Yeah. He's not even talking about anything physical. He said self-belief. Wasn't expecting that. I thought he was going to say something, to do with my guts or lose weight or something. But he's like, it's self-belief. And I think that's what he's saying, is it links to speaking my truth and self-belief.
And that will help with it.
Yeah.
But that was, yeah. You say the one you put on the back was about being lethargic.
Yeah, he's answered that question. So it's all got with me trying to force my energy onto others to help them, which is depleting my energy.
Okay.
He said, just tell your story without forcing it onto people. Just like, again, it's not about helping others through the story, which I thought it was. Like it will. He said, it will help others through the story, but that's not the main purpose of telling the story. The main purpose of telling the story is to heal. What is he saying? That I've had a pattern in past lives or other incarnations that I've been scared to speak my truth and be my authentic self. So it's more about that, being brave to be me.
Okay.
Because even now, I sort of hide behind the psychic time traveler mask. I don't like to tell people about it. I'm an elementary school teacher. I wouldn't want the parents of the kids I teach to find out. I think I'm fucking nuts. I have a multiple personality or something. But
that would go down well.
yeah, real well. But he said that, I don't have to tell the whole world about it, but it's more about being comfortable with being me and not being afraid to be me.
Okay. So this last question was it for me. What are the main lessons you are hoping to learn from my incarnation as Ashley?
I think it's more for me. What was I? Yeah. Oh no, it was for Johannes. What does he want to learn from Ashley? Like, why has he put all this in place? It's he just keeps saying play your part, but it's also that self. But it's the shedding. It's the learning how to shed the other incarnations. And he said, and you're not doing a very good job of that at the moment. Thanks, mate.
Okay.
It's learning how to shed all the other incarnations and not worry about them and just worry about the incarnation that you're in.
Okay. I think that was all your questions, unless you've got something else.
No, I'm very, very happy with this session. It was definitely, I mean, it's never what I expected, but I was not expecting this.
It's not what I expected. So,
nah, I was like, when he took me there, I was like, where the fuck am I? What the hell? Thinking I was going to go into some past life for sure, like I usually do, but here he is looking like a lion and stuff, and I'm in some bloody outer galaxy. I'm like, what? Yeah, that was a shock, but really cool because it's definitely different.
okay.
But yeah.
Can I ask him to do a body scan on
Yep.
you,
Yep.
please? Any feelings, energy that shouldn't be there?
Yeah. Straight away he said right ear, and then I felt a popping in my right ear. I think it's linked to I'm just saying what he says, that I'm worried about what people are saying about me behind my back.
Okay. Uh, no negative energies.
Nah. He just shows me like a swirling energy around my body. But he's also showed me sort of pulling the energy out like a plug from my right ear. He said
Okay,
I
that's
shouldn't
good.
I
So,
shouldn't give a
with
shit about what other people are thinking or saying. Should be able to be thinking about myself.
can I ask about the plug? Was that
Um
negative energy or AI or
yeah, it was negative energy.
okay? Could I ask him to carry on with the scan? And is there anything else?
He said metastic. I don't even know if that's a word, but he said metastic or
No, I
metastic
is that like I don't
cancer or
know.
something?
Is it a word?
Metastasized. I think it is. Or if I'm not, it'll be, if I Google that, it'll be something or it'll be very close to
What
something.
could he explain that to us? Both of us.
I think he's using the word using cancer. He said if you don't clear that sort of energy, it will metastasize into something like cancer.
Okay, so that's important.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Fuck, you're a smartass. Don't give a shit what other people think. But yeah, it's again about living in your head and overthinking and stuff. It's just about
Hanging on to stuff.
yeah, hanging on to stuff. Gotta let go of it. He said about centering
So,
into your soul energy.
so are you hanging on to something particular? Can you tell?
fear of letting go. Wasn't expecting him to say that.
He's let it
But
go. You've let
yeah,
it go.
yeah, he said what's causing it is a fear of letting go.
Okay. Can he help the fear?
Yeah, he can help the fear. He showed me like with a big like sword, like a katana, sort of cutting it away. It's all the same message. It all links back to just focusing on yourself to raise that soul energy of your own, to raise your vibration. It's all about going inwards and connecting with your soul energy. When people are overthinking and not letting things go, they're not connecting with their
Okay.
soul energy. And that's the problem for the human race, he said, not just me.
Right. Yeah, we all do it.
Yeah.
So is there any more healing needed with that? That was in the stomach?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was like, he was just showing me. I think that's where my soul is anchored because your soul has anchor points. That's why I haven't read this. This is what he's taught me. That's why you have a chakra system. It's to literally anchor your soul into your physical body. And I've got two anchor points, one in the heart and one in the gut. And he said, I need
Okay.
to, it just goes, if I want to heal stuff, it all comes back to focusing my energy inwards. So what he means is that I've got to, by focusing my energy inwards, it's all about focusing on my soul. So it's all about being still, being present, meditating, living in the
Can I
now.
can I ask him to look at all the chakras and see if they're all spinning and they're okay?
My bloody crown chakra is spinning like a top, like one of those spinning tops, but a bit too much. It's a bit wobbly. Looks like it'll just shoot off into space. My root chakra is very sluggish, and it's like he shows me like a really, really slow turning wheel. He said that's linked to fear, so I need to let
can
go
he
of fear.
can he help with that?
Again, he said he can, but it's all down to me. It's all down to like a lesson that oh no, he has helped a bit though because it's starting to chug along a bit faster now. Starting to spin faster, and he said that I am starting to let go of that fear a bit more too, which is good. But yeah, it's even I can even feel it in my back. It feels looser. My back feels looser. So he has actually helped me a bit there. Actually, yeah, it's chugging along nicely. But he said that I've got to keep the maintenance up, not him. He's not the maintenance man. He said I've got to
Okay.
yeah learn how to let go of that fear. Otherwise, it would just be a reoccurring problem. He said.
Okay. Could I get him to check the aura?
Oh, there's some
Make
black
sure.
black floaty stuff in my aura. That's not good. That's new.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. He's sort of showing me like a street sweeper. I need like a broom or a street sweeper to brush it away, or like a vacuum cleaner. So it's nothing serious. Other people's shit clinging to me, he said. So I've let that in somehow, but other people's fears and worries attached to my aura. But he
Okay.
said it's not hard to get rid of. And I think he is doing it. He said
Okay.
he said I will be the maintenance man for you in this instance. But again,
Very kind. Thank you.
yeah, again, I've got to learn how to protect myself from that.
So there's no holes in the
Nah,
aura.
he shows me a clear white outline
Okay.
around my body, which is all good. I think he must have cleared
Good.
out. He said he's cleared out all the debris. Thank you.
Good. Good. Uh, is there any downloads or upgrades that you need?
He said I'm doing it now. I just had it. That's why I went to that planning station. He said,
Okay.
yeah,
So you've been
the download.
upgraded.
Yeah, the download is know your place. That's how you get the upgrade. Know your place.
Okay. I think we're pretty well done. What do you think?
Yeah, because just before you said that, I got this really nice light feeling around my heart and the sort of the knowing that it is done. So yeah, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Holy God.
Okay. Oh, I was going to wake you up, but you're already awake.
Yeah. No, he sort of does it for me. He gives me a surge of energy and I'm up and ready to go.
Yeah, you were in a deep trance anyway. But
Yeah.
so what do you think? That was nothing like I've done ever. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty impressed by it as a client. So I'm very excited to learn how to do it and help others do it. But then he's like, yeah, he's already, see, I can talk to him like this. I don't have to be in a trance. But he's also said to me, yeah, you can help others, but know your place, know your place. It's all about that. He said, it's all right to help others, but know your place. You're just a very small part of a cog in a wheel. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Very enlightening.
I've learned a lot as well,
Have
which is
you?
what I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. Good. See, then he goes, see, you are helping people. So he said, but you don't have to, I don't have to be the next. He's laughing at me. Thanks, mate. I don't have to be the next Dolores.
Okay. Any questions for me
Um,
about? Go on.
not sure. I'm just trying to think. Have you ever had a higher self take you there? It's the first time he's taken me there like that. I don't usually go
No.
straight there.
No.
I've been there
Uh,
before, but never straight there. So
how do you normally get there?
I've had a there's been one through meditation,
Okay.
and there's been I'll usually get there. No, I know the answer to that question after I die, after I see myself die. So I usually go
Okay.
back to
In
the
between
hub.
lives.
Yeah, usually
Yeah.
go back to the
Yeah. That's
hub.
normally, yeah. But normally you can ask, I can ask and bring them in, the higher selves.
Yeah, I've never been there. Actually, there has been one. I've seen that. I've seen that control. He showed me a control panel before where he killed off a few incarnations because he needed to focus the soul energy on me. And he showed me switching off some lights of the incarnations. That's how I found out about concurrent lives because he killed two of my concurrent lives off, and I experienced it as me in real time because concurrent lives are lives that happening right now. So like for me, it's
Right.
8:43 a.m. in Australia. So I'd experienced me being killed off on the same date, same time, same year, but it's a different dimension.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been
Interesting. See, I've never experienced that, but
yeah,
I gather it's getting more common in the your financial what do they call it when you want something and you set your intention on getting things
manifesting.
manifesting.
Yeah.
So what I understand, there is a new, I want to say, law where you can actually pull manifest from other timelines,
Yep.
like financial. And
I've got an interesting view of that. I've been told not to do that, jump timelines,
no,
because it's back to that planning stage. They plan for you to be there, and if you do that, you're not sticking to your plan, and it can create, splits in the time space dimension and affect all your other incarnations. So, like I said, there's two of my two favorite famous people live in Florida, and one is you need to look up Michael Singer. I'm so jealous that you live in Florida because you could go to he's got this thing called Temple of the Universe. I'll send you some
okay,
information about him. He's
yes,
all
please.
he's all about surrendering to the now. He's actually got he's really famous. He's even got a book called The Surrender Experiment. It's brilliant, and he speaks about how he did nothing. He just surrendered to what he is, never tried to do anything, and he ended up being like a multi-billionaire and all this stuff. And he was just some hippie from Florida. Um, he's an amazing, amazing man, amazing
Okay,
man.
yes, please.
Yeah, if you can go and see him, like if you live close, I think Alaska or something like that he's from. Yeah, if you live close to him, I would highly recommend you go to one of his sermons at he calls it Temple of the Universe. He's not like he's just an amazing guy. I'll send you some information about him, but you need to check him out. I wish I lived in Florida so I could go see him. But he's all about if you just accept life for what is and don't try and change anything and you go, oh yep, this is what life is. Things just happen
Okay.
to you. Good things just happen to you without even trying. Yeah.
So, do you know more about the shift than you did before, or
Yeah, I don't. I'd heard about the shift, but only in terms of I'd heard the words the shift. I'd heard the words collective consciousness. Don't know what they mean. Have a bit more understanding now. Heard the word star seeds, didn't really have any experience with, you know, seeing myself as a star seed or anything like that. So yeah, definitely. I've read things not in depth about people going, oh, I'm a Pleiadian star seed, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, I believe
Okay.
it, but I don't know what you're talking about. But now I know that I'm a Lyran star seed. So I'm going to Google that and check that
They're,
out.
they're quite an old race.
Yeah.
And they've got their, I want to say, fingers in pies, where they've, produced races. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know.
Stem from them.
I've got my a few fingers in a few pies too. He's a bit that makes a lot of sense about his personality, my higher self, because I feel like he's doing too much. He's got, just in this timeline, he's got four people going on. He's got two here in Australia and he's got two in London. And that's just this timeline. He's got bloody simultaneous lives happening everywhere. And I'm like, slow down, mate.
Okay.
So that makes a lot of sense to his personality if they've got all their fingers in lots of pies. I imagine him as spinning lots of plates at the same time, trying to do all these weird and wonderful things at the same time. But I think he needs to, and he has been told to cut it down a bit. That's why he killed off a few of the lives. But yeah, what you're saying is resonating, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Is there anything more? So I'm wary about saying too much, and I don't mean that because, I don't want to. There was a heck of a lot of information there.
Yeah, yeah,
And I don't want to throw more in that's going to confuse you.
yeah. Nah, it's all good.
It wasn't what you expected. It wasn't what I expected.
Yeah,
So we're both on new ground.
yeah. Definitely for me too. It was very interesting, and it makes a lot of sense. A lot of things make a lot of sense. When I was saying that how he's been told to sort of stop being cheeky and having so many incarnations at the same time. I know that because where I live, there's a hypnotist guy, right? He's very good. And I went and saw him, and it's the first time I've ever connected with someone on a higher self level, not just as their person. I never met him before. And I walked in and I knew him. I knew his higher self name and everything. But it was like walking into a university professor's office and I was in trouble. I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna be wrapped over the knuckles here. And essentially, I found out that in that space that we come from, that he is my university professor. He's involved in designing the human body, but he's one of his favorite incarnations is the form of a lion, because he's a master teacher, as Brian Weiss would call it, and they don't incarnate much. So his soul energy, it was like apparently trying to put his soul energy into a human being is like trying to put the sun in a shoebox. And in this life, as him, he's had lots of migraines and stuff because his body can't handle it. And part of his job on Earth, why he's incarnated, is he's trying to, like, a lot of human bodies are not dealing with the expanded consciousness and getting lots of health problems. So he's come back to see his invention, because he works a lot with designing the human body and seeing what tweaks he needs to make to allow for this expanded consciousness. But there's another psychic that I know that it's the only person I've met in real life that has anywhere near my ability. And she's very close to him. And I told her what I'd seen of him, that I'd seen him as a lion and stuff, and as a blue lion. And she said that, like, because I'd said this to him, but he didn't react. But she says that that's how she connects with him, as a lion. So they must be, I know they're in my soul group. We must all be Lyrians. So yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've opened me up to a whole new world, Ed. I'm going to be Googling all this sort of stuff, all star seeds and everything. I had no clue about it beforehand. I can't wait to have a look into it.
It almost, I think, it's changed your direction.
100%.
Because you were past lives. And now he's saying, that's crap. You don't go there anymore. You want to, on the present. And your job is you've got to focus on you. Not the past lives.
Yeah. But the past lives,
it's almost like
point.
360.
Yeah, they had a point. It was to show me that I need to let go of stuff. Otherwise, I carry it with me for lifetimes.
Right. And that was cancer bit, which I was worried about. I was,
Yeah,
but what are you saying? It could be if you don't do something.
yeah, that's what his main message through me is. His main message through me is to teach others that you need to let go of everything, all the shit that you ruminate on. Otherwise, it's gonna seep into your energetic body, then seep into your physical body, and you're gonna carry that for lifetimes. And all these problems that you have medically that you think you have that are due to this life, they're linked to 100 other incarnations. But I guess it links back to what I was saying about that guy who's the master teacher. He's making tweaks to the human body. That's what they're finding is like the human body's like a computer, right? And everyone's data cards are getting full because they're holding on to shit from every other incarnation, whereas they've got to learn how to delete the data from all the other incarnations. That's why people like you and eventually me are good to help others access those lives, because it helps them let go of the crap in other lives, so they
Right.
to clear their energetic body. But he's saying that the main way to do that is by just focusing on your own incarnation.
Right.
Yeah.
And you talked about different levels. The way I've been led to believe that when we move up, it's going to be an onion. So not everybody goes to the same level based on your vibration and your knowledge.
Right.
So it's going to be like an onion almost. Like, so we're all going to the fifth dimension, but because there's onion layers.
Yeah.
Based on you're going to be in this layer or this layer or this layer.
Yeah.
That's how I understand it. But,
right. Well, I've got no understanding of it up until this session. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, he was just showing me that whatever we're moving, well, that would make sense, because we're moving. I don't know. Again, I don't use these terms because I don't know what I'm talking about. But is that what they're saying, that we're moving from the 3D to the 5D?
yes.
Right. Because I've heard people talk about it, but I don't get involved in it because I don't understand it because I don't know what they're talking about. So
it's to do with vibration. So when your vibration rises, this is what he was saying. What did he say? 3/4?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 2/3, which I thought was bloody high. But anyway.
Well, some of the people here are not who they seem. Do you understand what I mean? If I said draconian, would you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like they think that every US president's been a draconian or the Queen or
right.
Yeah.
So how many main chakras do you have? You already over.
Well, I have 7, but apparently there's hundreds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Draconians or reptilians only have 3.
Oh, right.
So the bottom 3. So what is their top? The top chakra is ego.
Yeah, okay, get ya. Right. Yeah.
So that's how you can tell maybe, a big ego.
Yeah.
As opposed to a human who thinks for the heart, like you and me.
Yeah, yeah.
So they are not going to make the upgrade.
Right, I get
because they can't. They can't.
Yeah. Because then
you understand?
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
So they are the left behind, but they are battling like hell. Stop the shift.
Yeah, I get you what you mean. Yep.
So, in the Bible it says about love, and that's what you need to raise your vibration. Okay, you said that everything was love. Your vibration goes up. So how would I stop your? How would I make your vibration go out? Go down.
Yeah, fear mongering.
You probably go, or go to a school and shoot a lot of kids.
Yeah.
So that's where that is coming from.
Yeah.
The dark side that doesn't want to go, and they are fighting like crazy.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty of them around, unfortunately, isn't there?
Yeah. But anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's hopefully we're all going to get there.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what he meant by the 2/3. Maybe 2/3 of us we do have those 7 chakras, and it's only 1/3 that have like those 3. Maybe that's what he meant. Yeah. That's good to know.
Maybe. So it's not 100% of humans it's 2/3 of those with 7 chakras.
Yeah. Maybe he was tapping into your knowledge of that. So, because I was thinking, fuck, that's a high percentage, mate. You know, but
Well,
yeah,
yeah, but a lot of people are getting there, and they don't
yeah,
have to be Christians. You know, they just
yeah.
know what's right.
He just said to me, it doesn't have to be some massive sort of realization like what I had. It's just got to be some connection to their soul. You know what I mean? That they
Right.
realize that there's something more going on. That's all he means by that. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he's just said to me.
Okay. Thank you for talking to me.
That's all right. Thank you for talking to me. That was wonderful. I've got a lot to process now.
So it takes about 3 or 4 days for everything to.
Yeah.
One of the interesting things I'm learning, there are 3 types of life, 3 types of soul.
Yep.
Okay. There's those, what I want to say, earthbound, there's ET,
Yep.
or there's angelic.
Yep.
You might say there's more. But every time I do one of the, so your conscious is got a bit bigger because of this session.
Yeah. 100% it has.
And so is mine got a little bit
Yeah.
bigger as well. So that's the neat thing about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
So,
Thank you
but it's
so
going to
much.
take 2 or 3 days to fully come together. And
Yeah.
then if you get this and listen to it a couple of times, and probably because you can remember most things, well, maybe there was a lot going on. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a pretty good memory with this sort of stuff. But yeah, it was still a lot of information. I won't remember everything. So that's why it's good to have the recording.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. That was very enlightening. Like I said, I was just like, it's you always do it when you shouldn't. You try and logically, like it's the ego, isn't it? Work it out. But he was just like, shut up
Yeah,
and just let me
you
speak.
plan. Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah.
going to say this and I'm going to say
Yeah.
that. Oh no, we're doing this.
I was not expecting that. I was really not
No,
expecting some
so
bloody weird building spaceship when I was,
what was it
the
called?
lion head. I
What
can't even
the
remember.
place?
It was in the Pleiades, but
Yeah,
he gave me a number, remember?
in
Oh,
between. Yeah, the number didn't mean anything to me.
yeah. I think he
Maybe
said
more,
more about the
quote is.
location. I think he said it's sort of like a GPS sort of navigation, like a latitude and longitude thing, maybe not in Earth terms, but in spatial terms.
Somebody's terms. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff I was saying I'd never heard of. I didn't know, but I was trying to work it out. But he was just like, "Shut up and just let me speak. You'll work it out later." Yeah, it was
Okay.
very new and enlightening. But oh yeah, he said something. He did try and tell us the exact location of it because I think you asked me. So, and that's why he gave me those numbers because that was helping pinpoint the location. So yeah, someone who probably knows a lot more about that sort of stuff, it might make total sense to them.
Yeah. So they're pretty. So my job is guide, and I vibrate, and that's part of my that I got to go around and vibrate. And when I vibrate in an area, that raises up their vibrations.
Yeah.
So I understand that's my role.
Yeah.
But this is, you know, you don't have to. They're saying, Ed, you don't have to do anything. All you got to do is just walk around and vibrate. But obviously you want to do more.
I think that's
yeah.
I think that's what he. Maybe it was a lesson for both of us. I think that's what he was saying to me too. That I don't have to actually do anything; it just happens, sort of thing, by just raising
Yeah.
your vibration. Yeah.
But what I was getting at, I don't have that voice that tells me this is what's happening. But I can understand that why I got to find out the hard way. But as soon as, because there's a lot of crap happening and a lot of bad energy, as soon as they say something, then everybody knows.
Yeah.
So that's why they keep it close to the chest, because things are still evolving.
Yeah.
And with the ship, you say, "Oh, this is going to happen. This is going to happen," and it doesn't. And you think,
Yeah. I got no clue what's going to happen. I just know that I've got to just play my part and just make sure that I raise my own vibration, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
That's all right. Thank you so much. That was really good.
Stay
No,
safe.
yeah, you too. Thanks, mate. Bye.
Bye.
If you'd like to book in for a BQH, so Beyond Quantum Healing session with Ed Greenham, Ed is based in the Grand Island area of Florida in the United States. You can contact Ed via Facebook. You can also contact Ed by emailing him at edgreenhams@gmail.com. I will place that in the show notes. This was a really beautiful session for me, and it took a lot of pressure off me and my expectations of myself, and it really showed me what my mission on earth is. And I think everybody in the world, no matter who you are, no matter if you're a psychic or believe in reincarnation or whatever, just everyone wants to know what their purpose is for being here and what they're supposed to do. And this session really clarified that for me, what my mission is, and it took a hell of a lot of pressure on my shoulders, and I feel like I can just relax a lot more now and not be so stressed about trying to reach so many people. I know that my only job is to focus on me and to focus on vibrating higher by just being me and writing my story and writing my story for me. So I'm really grateful for this experience. I was blown away by the BQH modality as well. I'm stoked that I was drawn to choosing this modality to study. I looked at lots of different past life regression courses to become a past life regressionist, and something deep in my soul just really drew me to this. I had an experience doing QHHT that was really positive as well, which one of my first ever podcasts was about my QHHT experience. You can check that out in my podcast episodes. But yeah, it also really showed me too that it doesn't matter if it's in person or if it's online. I mean, look at that experience I've just had, and Ed's in America and I'm in Australia, and that was on the internet, via the internet, Skype or Zoom or whatever we used. And that was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. So it doesn't have to be an in-person experience. That's what's so great about the BQH modality, that it gives you that ability to connect with anyone, anywhere, at any time. And you don't have to go into somebody's office and worry about traveling there and things like that. So I did Google all the stuff that I hadn't heard of before that was mentioned in this episode. That's what I usually do. I try and channel my higher self as much as possible and not trying to analyze it so much. I was at the time in this reading in particular, because there was just so many things that were just so new to me that I had no idea what I was talking about. But my higher self was really just trying to make me just channel what he was saying and then focus on Googling it later. I guess I'm lucky that my incarnation lives in an age where we can Google stuff. Probably why this is the incarnation, actually, now that I think of it. This is why my incarnation actually has this ability. I guess if one of my earlier incarnations that lived in an earlier time frame had this ability, it would have not been as well understood. And not only that, I couldn't, check to see what I was talking about was true or not, to clarify that and to make sense of it and to justify my visions as well, that they're not just gobbledygook, that this is, something, these are real things that have happened. So I did Google Lyran Starseeds, and wow, my mind was blown. How I didn't realize I was a Lyran Starseed, I don't know. There's been a lot of lion, cat imagery throughout my whole life. Astrologically, I'm a Leo. In Chinese astrology, I'm a tiger. When I was reading the characteristics of a Lyran Starseed, I think I was like every single one. And it made a lot of sense to me. Lyrans are very funny. I like to think I have a very good sense of humour, and my higher self certainly has a very good sense of humour. I once spoke to someone very high up in the Markle Newton Institute. He was trying to tell me that he thought I was full of shit, basically, because higher selves didn't have senses of humour, and they're very serious, and most of them always appear as Native Americans. there's all knowing, all sort of serious beings. I can tell you that is not true. Higher selves do have senses of humor, and of course, my higher self would have a sense of humor if his original incarnation was that of a Lyran, because Lyrans are very funny. Just even the main attributes of Lyrans as a race. My other self, she has a strong association with lions and cats as well. Um, the Lyran planet is known as Vega, so Lyrans can also be, or Vega rather, so Lyrans can also be known as vegans. My other self is a vegan. Um, the main symbol, sort of emblem of Lyrans is the harp, as in like a lyre, the instrument, because that's very similar to a harp. My other self plays a harp, so I was just like, wow, this is so obvious. Like our higher self, because we obviously share the same higher self or the same self, has left us so many clues about us being a Lyran Starseed, or our singular soul being a Lyran Starseed. I was talking about how I'd met that guy that was a master teacher, and that he always came through with strong lion energy and imagery of a lion. When I was Googling stuff about lions, apparently they're one of the main races involved in designing the human body, which is exactly what I was talking about. That man that I had met, that hypnotist, that I know to be one of my teachers in the dimension that we come from. That he's in design. He's in charge of helping design and sort of fix up the mistakes in the human design as well. So he's in charge of designing the human body, but also the maintenance of the human body as well, and how it holds expanded consciousness. What else did I read? Just so many things about Lawrence that ring true. Or the main thing that rings so true, that the main mission of Lawrence is to teach about the now. Oh, if you remember what I said at the start of throughout most of this episode, it's about being present and living in the now. I was like, wow. Lauren's also very aware that they're multidimensional beings. As Ed said, they're an ancient civilization, one of the oldest civilizations in the universe. They're responsible for a lot of the oldest civilizations, such as ancient Egypt, in the universe. What am I trying to say here? That they have a lot of knowledge, and they have quite good memories, and they're very aware that they're multi-dimensional beings, but they also have very good memories, of their memories are very, very detailed. And obviously my memories are very detailed. I can remember nearly 100 lives. I've had memories of nearly 100 of my other lives now. So yeah, that was incredible. I also found out that something I had said, something about Lyrans, I basically said something like Lyrans were the keepers of the time-space continuum. And I'd found information that said exactly that. That's Lyrans are exactly that, the keepers of the time-space continuum. So yeah, this was such a life-changing experience for me. It was affirming, took a lot of pressure off me, and gave me a really clear indication, very clear answer, very clear knowing of what my purpose in this incarnation of Ashley as a psychic time traveler is. So now I just got to focus on, getting, just not getting my word out there for others, and I love that you guys are listening to it and getting so much out of it, but it's really got all to do with me. So, this message isn't just for me, it's for everyone. So all you got to do, that's everybody's purpose, is to focus on you, focus on your own incarnation, and make sure that you're doing what you love so you can vibrate higher, and doing things that make you vibrate higher. And that's what's going to cause the shift. That's what's going to cause change in this world and help us move as a civilization into higher dimensions. This also gave me a really strong sense of belonging. My whole life I haven't felt like I've belonged, and it sounds weird, but a lot of people have experienced this. A lot of spiritual people have experienced this. That I've always been longing to go home, but I didn't know where home was. But sometimes I just think, even since a little kid, it's like I just want to go home. And I guess what I meant was I wanted to go back to where my fellow Lyran Starseeds are residing. It's not on the planet Vega because that was destroyed, but I think that's what it meant by Pleiades. It's probably just living on the Lyran Starship. I've also had a lot of new information come through. I see myself as a lion now. I've spoken about how my higher self identifies himself as a guy called Johannes. I've learnt that he's based his physical appearance of a wizard on an incarnation I had that was a World War II soldier when he was older, Corporal Day. So he had long white hair like Johannes does. But the reason why Johannes has long white hair is it's to show his lion's mane, because he's had a few incarnations as a lion, but one of them he was a white cat-like lion. On Lyra, they're not all lions; they're different cat species. That's where we get cats from. All the different cat species are actually originally from Lyra. And then you also have got humanoid Lyrans like me. And we all have some sort of distinguishing feature that sort of looks like a cat. I definitely have a lion nose. I have a very flat nose, which is nothing wrong with that. I just have a very lion-esque nose. I've got high cheekbones. I have in the past had a very good mane of hair. A lot of my incarnations do. And I've been told, very beautiful eyes. And, cat-like eyes. So I definitely have some even physical attributes of a Lyran starseed. I found out, so yeah, Hannes has actually changed form now, and I now refer to myself as Ashanti. I see him as one of my Lyran starseed incarnations of Ashanti, and he's now transformed into the female energy. Another thing I learned about Lyrans is that most of the Lyran species identifies with divine masculine energy, which would make sense why I saw him as a male, while Johannes came through as a male rather than a female. Because, like I said, Lawrence identified with that masculine energy, but now he's come through as Ashanti, and Ash is my name, so I've kept that name as well. Yeah, she identifies as a female, and even when she speaks to me, I can feel like a cat purr deep in my chest. I did mention a few times how I feel things deeply in my heart, and that's another thing apparently that is associated with lions, and it was exactly what I said, a lion's heart, so they're very connected to the heart chakra. It's been really fascinating for me to have this connection to my species, my star seed species of Lyrans, and it's been a really beautiful experience for me to find out where I belong and where I come from. Thanks for listening today. Check me out on Facebook at my page Psychic Time Traveler and my other page, The Real Truth About Twin Flames.